Before we get started, friends, I have to ask you to please ask your mom or dad, your guardian, to okay you doing this project, okay? You may want their help as well with a few of the steps, including some of our measuring, as well as we're going to be using plastic bags, and these are not always the easiest things to zip close on your own. Anyway, to make our ice cream today, we only need 3 simple ingredients. Can you believe that? 3 ingredients to make ice cream. All right, we're going to start off with using, like I said, we're going to be using plastic sandwich baggies. We're starting with this. And into this bag, we're going to pour just a few simple ingredients. We're going to pour in, here's our first ingredient. This is vanilla extract, okay? And we don't need a lot. You only need half a teaspoon. And we're going to pour that into this bag. And let's get into the spoon. This is a project I have done many times over with my children. I have 3 little girls, and they love to make ice cream. All right, so vanilla extract's in the bag. So, what's our next ingredient? Sugar. Gotta make this taste nice and sweet, right? All right, so we have vanilla extract. Now we're gonna take our measuring spoon, and this is a tablespoon of sugar. And don't worry about writing down the measurements or anything like that. I'm gonna give you the recipe at the end, I promise. It wouldn't be fair if I showed you how to make it, but didn't tell you how to make it. All right, so sugar, vanilla extract. Now comes the next ingredient. We need milk. We need milk. Now you have a couple options here. My oldest child has an issue with dairy, so we have often made ice cream using almond milk, and this has worked really well. And she said next time we do this experiment, she wants to try and use chocolate almond milk so she can make chocolate ice cream, which I think that'll be a fun experiment to try. My other 2 children, and myself included, we have no issue with dairy. So this is what we've been using, something you can find in your fridge, just some whole milk. I've also used half and half, and that works great. 2% milk, I've used that, it works great. I haven't done skim or 1%, but I say give it a try, experiment, see if it works for you. Now, for milk, we only need half a cup, just a half a cup, and I'm gonna pour that into my measuring cup here. Just a half a cup of milk. Told you, we don't need a lot of ingredients. All right, so let's pour that in. All right, so the first half of our experiment has started here. Now, I like to mix it all up, make sure that sugar is in there in this nice, delicious bag of yumminess. All right. Now we're going to seal this up, and we're going to seal it tight. This is where you might want to ask mom or dad to help you make sure it's nice and sealed, because we're going to be using ice and salt as well, and you don't want salt getting in this. It's not going to taste good at all. All right, so, hey friends, is this a liquid? Is this a solid? Is it a gas? What is it? It's a liquid, that's right. Oh, in our yummy bag of deliciousness here, we have vanilla extract, we have sugar, and we have milk. All right, now we are going to take a much bigger bag, a storage bag. You can see the 2 different sizes, okay? And we're going to take our storage bag, and we're going to fill it halfway, or not quite halfway, but at least the bottom of the thing, with ice. I got a whole bowl of ice here. Nice cold ice. Right. All right, so you can see I got a fair amount of ice there, okay? Now, we come to what I call magic ingredient. And what is this magic ingredient? Salt. And we're only gonna need 1/3 cup of salt. I have done this with table salt. It works great. You can also use whatever you have in your kitchen. You could use sea salt if you had sea salt. And in our house, we actually have made this so many times. We bought ice cream salt by Morton's. And it's just a nice, thick thing of salt. And like I said, we only need 1/3 cup. So, okay. So I've got my 1/3 cup here, and I'm going to pour it in on top of my ice. And then I'm going to take my yummy bag of deliciousness. Make sure it's sealed still. I'm going to put it in on top of the ice. Last time I made this, my 4-year-old asked me, she said, why can't we just keep shaking this? Why do we need the ice and the salt? And I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. Let's finish putting ice in our bag first. Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right, that should be about enough ice. You don't need a lot. Like I said, the magic ingredient is going to be our salt. Okay. All right, friends, now comes the fun part. That yummy bag of deliciousness, it's in with the ice and the salt. What I want you to do, I want you to grab some oven mitts, a towel, could be a beach towel, could be a dish towel, could be your winter mittens that are still hanging around, because this is a nice cold bag, and what you're going to be doing is you got to shake this bag up. All right, and you're just going to take this bag and you are just going to start shaking this bag. All right, and you're going to need to shake this baggie for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now, you can have fun with it. You can jump up and down. You can do a freeze dance with it. If you've got a partner, you can toss it back and forth. Just make sure it's closed well. We like to sing and dance when we do this. Last time we did this experiment, we sang, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, and wiggle your waggles away. So have some fun with it, is what I'm saying. All right. Now, how does this make ice cream? Why does this make ice cream? What is the science behind this experiment? Like I said, our magic ingredient is this friend here, our salt. Okay? Do you know what temperature water freezes at? Water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? Salt, though, when it touches the ice, when it comes in contact with it, it actually lowers the freezing point of the ice. And the ice starts to melt, which is another reason I told you don't get a towel, because this gets cold and it gets a little wet too. All right. Now, in order for the ice to continue to melt, it has to start absorbing some heat. Now, is there any heat around? There actually is. It's that yummy bag of deliciousness in the middle there, your milk mixture. That is the only heat source available. So, the ice, to continue to melt, is going to absorb heat from that milk mixture. And as it pulls the heat out, it's going to freeze up our ice mixture. Heat always flows from a hotter substance to a cooler substance. Just think, at the end of this, we need some yummy, delicious ice cream, and very cold ice cream too. Now, I've told you why ice cream and how ice cream is created. But why are we still shaking this bag? Because it's cold. Well, shaking the bag creates smoother ice cream because it breaks up those large ice crystals and it allows the ice cream to freeze uniformly. Okay? Now, whatever you do, friends, don't stop shaking that bag. Like I said, we're going to be doing this for 5 to 10 minutes. I know that seems like a lot of time, but it is totally worth it. I think I've been shaking this bag now for about 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay. You want the consistency of like a thick milkshake. Now, I'm actually going to squeeze some of the air out of this bag now that my ice has melted a little bit. All right, there we go. So, I'm going to shake our sillies out here a bit, folks. So what do you think this is going to look like when it's done? Do you think it's going to still be a liquid? Or do you think it's going to change form? Do you think it's going to be a gas? No. All right, I don't know if you can see just yet, folks, but see how that's no longer a liquid? It's thickening up. It's changing shape. I like to roll it a little bit because it keeps my hands from getting too cold. I do have a towel. I don't know which one's it. All right, let's take a looky-loo and see how our ice cream is turning out. Oh, friends, look. It's not quite there yet. It's still a little too gushy. But it is most definitely no longer that liquidy mass that we put into that bag originally. All right, so let's give it another shake here and see what we got. All right. I'd say we're about 1 minute to 2 minutes away from being done making this ice cream. And like I said before, you don't need to use just milk. You can try doing it with almond milk if you have a dairy issue. I haven't done it with coconut milk. You could try it with that as well. That might also work well. All right. Oh, that ice is melting. The salt is doing its job. Did we check our ice cream? Do you think it's done? You think that sucker's done in there? Let's see if it's done. I'm getting hungry watching this. All right, my friends. I think we are about done here. Let's take a looky-loo. Ooh, check that out. Doesn't that look good? And the longer you shake it, the thicker the consistency will be. This one's not as thick as it should be, so I'm going to put it back in and just give it another shake for another minute and see what we got. As you can see, though, it doesn't take very long for it to transform once you put it in its ice bath. All right, my friends, we should be about done here. What do you think? You think it's done now? Who's ready for some ice cream? I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's take a look. Ooh. See? Nice and thick. All right. So, I got my bowl. I got my spoon. Let's check this ice cream out. Now, you remember I'm using the Morton's. The ice, the salt, the Morton salt. It's nice big thick chunks of salt. If you use something like table salt, which is much smaller crystals, you may want to wash the bag off before you try to get the ice cream out because it's so small it'll get into your ice cream and then you're going to have a salty mess. And nobody wants salty ice cream. Salty ice cream does not taste good. All right, my friends. Okay, let's see what we got here. Doesn't that look good? I know 2 little girls that would be licking the bag before I could even get this out of here. Okay. This is the perfect treat on a hot day. And I know we've got some hot days coming up. Okay, so we've made our ice cream. What next? We get to eat it. So give your ice cream a stir. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful sight? It's delicious looking, huh? All right. Now, my friends, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to enjoy your ice cream. If you have an app called Canopy, which is one of the apps the library has a link to on its website, go over there, check out Eric Litwin's Groovy Joe Ice Cream and Dinosaurs. It is a favorite in this house. You will find yourself chanting, "I love my doggy ice cream," the rest of the day, and it's the perfect complement to this cold treat. If you've got some chocolate sauce or sprinkles, add it on in, make yourself a sundae. All right, have fun. I'm going to post this recipe so you guys can try it over and over and over again. Maybe next time you try the experiment, you could try it with just doing juice instead. Put juice in the small sandwich baggie, put the salt, put the ice in the big baggies, and maybe you could make your very own slushie. That'd be pretty tasty, right? Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy my ice cream. Delicious. Definitely try this. I look forward to hearing from all of you that you've tried this, and it's just as good as the one I have here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great afternoon. Bye, folks.
Excitement and adventure are around every corner this summer at your library. Create your own literary wonderland at home. Immerse yourself in our never-ending online library. Learn new skills, explore virtual events, and connect with your community in a whole new way. Starting May 18th, the Prince George's County Memorial Library System